Hey, what's up, guys? Koolaid here. Welcome to another episode of Killing Time with Koolaid. And today's episode is going to be dedicated almost entirely to mailbag questions or questions from you guys. In my previous video, I had asked if you guys could start sending in some more questions because I was running a little bit low. And I also asked if you guys could send them via private message on YouTube. And you guys came through really big. I'm looking at about 20 questions right now that I received from you guys after the last episode. So it's going to make it real easy for me to dedicate, a whole episode to the mailbag. And, I'll do one of these once in a while as long as I keep getting questions. I'm not going to answer them all today. I'm going to save some for future episodes. But if you guys send more than I can actually answer, once in a while I'll just do one of these episodes dedicated entirely to the mailbag. And the way I'm going to do this is just go from the order that they were received. Some of these are about Planetside 2. Most of them are about Planetside 2. Some of these are personal questions, which I have, for the most part, no problem answering as long as they're not out of line. But none of these, as far as I can tell, are out of line or anything like that. So I'm just going to start going in the order that they are received. First off, before I actually get started on that, just a quick little update. I do have my PC all ordered. The parts should be here probably next week. I'm probably not going to get them all this week as much as I'd like to have my new PC for this weekend. So hopefully not this weekend, but the following weekend I'll have my new PC, which means my girlfriend will have my current PC, and hopefully we can start working on kind of a quote unquote couples type video for you guys. Hopefully it'll be pretty funny. She's might be a little bit shy at first, but I think she'll warm up to the idea of doing YouTube videos with me. We'll see if she's not any fun, we might just have to do something else with that. But anyways, let's start with the mailbag questions. The first question is from Fred Williamson, and he wants to know, and this is not a Planetside 2 related question, he wants to know who is your daddy and what does he do? My dad actually lives in Florida. He has since I was a little kid. I'm from Wisconsin. He's actually from Wisconsin, but he moved down there by himself. His family and everything's up here. My grandpa and grandma, etc. He's lived down there for a while. I actually lived down there for a year with him, which I don't know what to think about Florida. I have mixed feelings. Love it in the winter, I guess. Hate it in the summer. It's freaking hot. But yeah, he's lived down there for close to 30 years, 28 years, something like that. And now he actually owns a couple bars in Fort Lauderdale area. I haven't been down there to see him since they've been open, but he owns Slacker's Bar and Lucky's. Slacker's, I think, is off State Road 84, and Lucky's, I think, is downtown Fort Lauderdale. So if you're in the area and you want to go down to one of them bars, if you see my dad down there, ask him, tell him you know me, and maybe he'll give you a free drink or something. But yeah, that's pretty much what my dad does. Next, we have an easy one from Shadow of the Day, and he wants to know, Kool-Aid, what is your average frames per second while recording? That's it. That's pretty easy. Anywhere from 40 to 60. I hardly ever drop below 40. Um, I never usually stay at a constant 60, but I pretty much have it capped at 60, just with fraps. It's the easiest thing to do. Rarely will you ever get more than 60 FPS in a battle in this game anyway, so there's no reason not to, but I'd say average probably around 45 to 50 is what frames I'm pulling. It will dip down below 40 once in a while, but it's got to be some pretty intense stuff going on. But yeah, that's my average FPS. Vicious Kitsune wants to know, you mentioned playing on Miller once, so I'd like to know if that's still on, which faction you're playing there, and under what name. I'm definitely still trying to play on Miller. Trying to do a lot of stuff right now, so I don't have a lot of time, and also, I don't have any certs on that character, so I log in there every day, collect my certs, and I just I'm only playing Infiltrator on there because I don't have enough certs to spread around, at least not for a while. And it really sucks playing an Infiltrator with nothing when I'm so used to playing a maxed out Infiltrator. But I am doing it. I did pick New Conglomerate simply so I can use the bolt action, not have to buy it, and also so I can use the Blitz, which is my favorite submachine gun. And My name on there is Hey, it's me, Koolaid, so I'll be pretty easy to recognize if you see me. But I'm not getting a lot of time on there. I have a few clips saved. I do plan on doing a video talking about the differences because a lot of people had mentioned to me that European servers were harder. I still haven't got a good feel for that. So far, it doesn't really seem too much different, but I'll let you guys know. I am going to do a video on that in the future, and uh, once I get enough clips saved to actually put together a full video of me playing on Miller, that's probably when I'll do it. So, yep, definitely still on. Definitely still trying to play on Miller when I get the time to do so. Next, we have another non-Planetside related question by Ryuzaki Yagami, and he wants to know what kind of music do I like listening to, and that's a fairly hard question for me to answer because I like so many different types of music. There's really no genre that I absolutely can't stand aside from country, and you might be able to throw dubstep in there, but I will occasionally listen to certain dubstep songs if they are really good. But for the most part, I listen to all different types of music. If I had to pick a genre that's probably my favorite, it's metal. But at the same time, if I were to make a list of my favorite bands, there would be a few metal bands in there, and then a few, just all different genres like Tool, In Flames, Lamb of God, Nine Inch Nails, and then I like stuff like Sublime. Um, I actually like some punk bands like Anti Flag, Bad Religion, NoFX, just all different types of music. Basically, I like to say that I listen to good music, and that can fall into 100 different genres. So I hope that helps. Hope that answered the question. Very, very broad question, very broad answer, I guess. So, anyways, moving on. Next question is by Wussy, and he wants to know why I went with the EM6 on my heavy assault as opposed to the Gauss saw. He says he's put a lot of certs into his Gauss saw and was wondering if he should purchase the EM6 and cert that out instead of continuing on with the Gauss. Um, no, not necessarily. I don't think the EM6 is necessarily better than the Gauss saw. They're quite a bit different. The Gauss saw is actually really unique when it comes to LMGs. It's kind of a not really like anything else. It hits like a truck, but it does have all that recoil there. Now, once you put the attachments on it, which I'm sure you have now, saying that you put certs into it, it comes a lot more controllable, a lot better. But the reason I like the EM6 is, to me, it's just a little bit better in close quarters, and that's where I do the majority of my fighting. You can actually hip fire with the EM6 if needed, where the Gauss hip fire is pretty terrible, which makes sense. Now, the Gauss is going to be better in longer ranges. I'd say from 30 meters on, the Gauss is definitely going to be better. But the EM6 isn't bad in long range either. Um, they're both really, really good guns. I think it's just a personal preference thing. I do prefer the EM6 a little bit more than the Gauss. If I wasn't using the EM6, I would probably be using the Gauss. NC heavy assaults have a huge variety of really good weapons to choose from. There's a lot of different things you can do that aren't going to be wrong. You can pretty much use almost any gun as a NC heavy assault, and I would not say you were wrong for using it. I do prefer the M6 just a little bit more than the Gauss, but I wouldn't say you need to go out and buy the EM6 if you are already a fan of the Gauss and already have it certed out. Next, what is our limit? Wants to know, why did you choose NC as your faction? Is there any specific reason? Um, First off, the whole Rebel thing was, cool to me to start off with. But the main reason I picked NC is because we kind of did it as a group, and that's kind of what my friends favored as well. I will say that one thing that made a little bit of a difference was that NC started with a bolt action sniper rifle. I knew that I was going to be playing a lot of infiltrator. I knew that I was going to be doing a lot of sniping, and the fact that they started with the bolt action sniper rifle did kind of sway me and some of my friends who didn't want to purchase a new sniper rifle right away. That that put us over the edge just a little bit. I'm really glad I did pick NC. I really like the Vanguard as opposed to the other tanks. I just like the fact that it's more of an actual tank, what you think of when you think of a main battle tank. Um, That's mainly the reason. There wasn't a lot. I could have played any of the other factions and been completely happy with it, but I am glad I picked NC. Made a lot of NC friends, and that's pretty much all there is to it. No real reason, but I would say if Planetside 3 comes out, I'll probably keep rolling with NC. I do feel a little bit of a attachment to them now that I have been playing them for almost a year. So that's it. So we'll wrap this up with one more question from Kipsis, and he basically wants to know if I think harassers are overpowered. He says him and his buddy use a halberd harasser, and they just farm. They come up with crazy kill-death ratios using this, and he wants to know if I think they're overpowered. He says they're basically saying they're just easy mode, and the little bit of harassing I have done, or gunning in a harasser, while I've had a good driver, I would kind of have to agree. It's not hard to bust out a 20 kill streak in a harasser. And I do prefer Furies over Halberds, and I just kind of go after infantry and kind of avoid vehicles a little bit. But yeah, I don't know exactly how to fix it. I think the main problem is that you can just jump in the back seat. You know, if you get in trouble at all, you just hit turbo, drive away, and the gunner jumps in the back seat and repairs. So should they remove being able to repair while driving? The little idea I've actually come up with, and I don't know if this would actually work or not, I haven't put a lot of thought into this, is I don't think you need to remove it, but make it an option in the defensive slot. So that way you would have to choose being able to repair while on the move or composite armor. I think the combination of both just makes the harasser too fast, too powerful, or too being able to absorb too much damage for you to be able to just run away, jump in the back, and repair. It's just the combination of all that stuff right now is what's making it too good with the amount of firepower that it can put out. So I do think something needs to be changed. I don't necessarily have the answer for it, but I would have to agree with Kipsis on this. And harassers currently are, to me, one of the most overpowered things in the game. So, anyways, guys, thanks for all the questions. I still have a ton of them that I'll try to disperse over the next episodes of Killing Time with Koolaid. If I didn't get your question, I definitely will. And if you guys keep asking more and more, which I hope you guys do, if they're getting overwhelming, the amount is getting overwhelming again, I'll just do another episode like this where I just strictly answer mailbag questions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, because it looks like I'll probably have to do more of these in the future, which is fine. I like doing these, actually. It's probably one of my favorite or my most enjoyable things to do as far as making videos is answering these mailbag questions. So, anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
10,000 experience for that.
Yeah.
So great.
Okay.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
See ya. See you guys.
See you all later.
Yeah, missing this one was not a big deal.
Blazer, before you go, chat.
Yeah, absolutely.